guys, Randy. Hello. A lot of you guys asked me to show you how I made the hoop earrings with the seed beads from the Soft Flex design kit. So that's what I'm going to do today. It's really pretty easy. We're going to jump down to the mat, get this party started. Okay guys, here we are on the mat. So I'm just going to be using my bead soup today. This is my blue bead soup. There's a lot of seed beads in there, most of which are 11s, and so that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to be using Beadalon Artistic Gauge Wire 26 gauge. This is from Beadalon. It's 26 gauge. It's pretty thin. And then I have these just earring hoops. So these are new hoops, and I actually got these in, I think like at a Hobby Lobby or something in the jewelry section. But you can buy these just like regular hoops. They sell like packs of hoops, you know. So you can pretty much get these at any store. You can even run out to probably like Walmart or something and grab yourself a pair. So there you go. And then these guys here are just the little sparkle rondelles. And these are the ones that we sold the other day on the sale. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, but I'm sure everybody has some of these. These ones are size 6. You could use 8 if you want to, but I'm going to use size 6. And then I'm also going to be using for tools my Vintage Awl. And so this is what I'm going to use to stretch out these guys here. And I'm going to be using just my chain nose plier and a cutter. Pretty easy. So, to start it out, all we're going to need to do is we're going to get ourselves some beads out here. So this is bead soup, so it's a little bit of everything. We're obviously not going to be using the bigger chunks, so let's put some of those back in there. But pretty much you just want these size 11 seed beads. They're mostly blue. I keep my bead soup in like color coded kind of situation. Not always, but a lot of the time. So there we go. This is the beads we will use. And I'm going to use maybe four of these. Okay, and then I'm going to get my one earring hoop out, and I'm going to get just about a full wingspan of wire. So it's just about a full wingspan of wire, and we're gonna get this started. Okay, so I'll zoom in here. So when I start with my finding, I'm going to be starting up here at the back. I'm just gonna cover this up for the time being. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I like to wrap this way. So I'm starting at the back of the finding. I'm going to get my end, and I'm just going to start wrapping. Do a couple forward here. And then I'm also going to wrap this tail in the back. And I like to use this finding because having this opening where it opens and shuts is really handy for all the wrapping that we're going to do. So it doesn't really matter how many wraps you put on here, how many ever you want to do. Once you get them on there, you're going to want to squish them together so they look nice. How many ever you want to do to get it started, so that's what I got. And it doesn't really matter as long as you do the same amount on the other side. If you guys hear a bunch of commotion, that is the cats. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just going to trim that off for the time being. You guys! Jeepers, can't do anything. And then I'm just gonna tuck this wire in. Okay, so it's gonna slide for the moment, that's fine. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting on our beads. And I'm just doing a random pattern here. Doesn't really matter. It is kind of helpful to get going on the pattern, or like get the wraps going. It makes it a little bit easier with all this, you know, craziness going on. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring this down and start wrapping it. And basically all you do is you just wrap it around, right? So when you start out, you're going to have to hold on to this back piece and just get it going. If it's a little bit loose right now, you don't have to worry about that because we can tighten that up as we get going. These cats are crazy town, let me tell you what. Oh, now they have Christmas paper. You guys. Get a cat, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Sillies. So it doesn't really matter how many wraps you do. Now, on the first pair of earrings that I made, I think I did 7 wraps around on this first portion. It doesn't really matter in the fact that as long as you make them both the same, you're going to be fine. So I'm just wrapping this around. You can see it's starting to come together there. I'm going to do a couple more. I'm doing this right before we're getting ready to do the last FOC of the year. But I thought, well, I've got a minute here. I've got a minute. So, as I am wrapping, and I've got going, number one, it does make it easier to twist your finding instead of trying to wrap this around the beads. So now that I'm going, it should be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go one more. And also, it is important to keep your beads tight on the wire, because otherwise when you wrap it around, you are not going to, you're going to have like extra space, and you don't want that. It's just real live beading over here at Thunder House, let me tell you what. Cats going crazy, phones going off. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now that I'm going, this is what I mean. So I'm holding my beads tight. I can bring this around, but I would spin the finding instead of the wire. I mean, I still have to maneuver the wire, but I can pretty much spin the finding. So that is lovely. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want 7, not 8. So take those few beads off. Okay. So now here's what you do with this part. Okay, put this back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this wire, once we got our beads where we want them, and we're just going to wrap around 3 times. You want these to be pretty tight and close together. Okay, so make sure they're up there, everything is squishing in good. Okay, so now we're going to put on our first sparkly rondelle. So we're going to get our rondelle, and this hole that's in here is not big enough to go over the finding. So I'm just going to take my awl, I'm going to put it on there, and I'm just going to scooch it. You don't want to do too much. Excuse me. You don't want to do too much, because if you do too much, your little rhinestones might pop out of there. You just want enough to make sure that I can get over the top of everything here. And do a little bit more. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the end of my wire. I'm going to bring it down. Okay, I'm going to bring this wire around to the finding, and I'm going to put it on both. Okay, and I'm going to slide it up into place here. So now my rondelle is in place, but on the finding, covering up the little wraps that we did. Easy peasy. So I will do one wrap right here just to get myself going again. And then we are off to do some more wraps. So now what I'm going to do, instead of putting them on a little bit at a time, I'm going to string up a whole bunch, and then we'll wrap them on all together. This is kind of a fun like bead soup project if you have a bunch of little mixed seed beads, or to be quite honest with you, I don't even know why these are in here. Like, I don't know where they came from. I'm like, how did I get all these little blue seed beads in here? I don't know if I was working on something one day or what happened, but we'll use them. There's a time and a place for all the beads. Now I believe, I think after I did the 7 loops, that I then did 4. So we don't really need that many beads because we're only going to do 4 wraps. But you're going to want to eyeball it. You're going to want to eyeball it because basically you want this to be in the center of the earring, because we're going to put on 2 rondelles, which is going to be the focal piece or whatever. So let's start this out. I got a green bead on there somehow. Okay, so technically this is 4. 1, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. I gotta look and see, am I in the middle? Not yet. So I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna do 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. I got 6. That's fine. So we got 6. So now, once I have my 6 wraps, I'm going to wrap to secure these in place. 1, 2, 3. gonna go to my rondelles and give them a little stretch. And I'm gonna put 2 next to each other. Why? I don't know. Just because I like that kind of thing. Because I like it. It's fun. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put these on the wire, and then I'm gonna put them over the top of the finding and the wire together. And I'm going to slide them into place over the top of my loops. Give it a wrap. And there we go. So now I need to do 6, I think it's what we said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I counting? We're supposed to be doing 6 loops, not counting beads. Jeepers. It's been a day. It's been a day! I am using some of the beads that are, you know, a little bit bigger than, they're not all the same size. That's fine. They're pretty much all 11s, so I'm good with it. Alright. Then we're going to start back with our wrapping. Give it a little tighten there with my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more loop. One more wrap. Okay. Then we're going to wrap right here. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to come in with our next and last rondelle. So I'm going to put that on there. Over the top of everything. Give myself a wrap here. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. And as we get up to the top, we need to put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wraps. And this is where it depends on how many wraps you did or whatever. You can even that out, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Like if you put on your 7 wraps and you still have space. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's a fun way to use up some of your bead soup. Okay. So I did 6 wraps down here, where before I did 4, so that's probably why I ended up with more on this side. I mean, not as much earring portion, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to make sure this is all pushed down as far as it'll go, and then I'm going to just take off one of my wraps, and I'm going to start wrapping this to the end of the earring finding. Now on this earring finding, there is a little notch, and you can see like you're gonna get some kind of like springy leeway here, so you can push this back. You want to push it back as far as you want, as far as you can, to get a few wraps here. And this is just gonna look like part of the earring on the top, so it's nothing to be concerned about. There's a little notch right here on the top of the earring, and that's going to act as our stopper. And we're just going to push it back a little more. Okay, so that looks like a good place to stop. I'm going to go ahead and trim it. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make sure to push that wire in. Okay. And then I'm going to just squish this wire down. And you're going to want to kind of make sure this is nice and tight. And then over here as well, and you've secured it throughout the earring, so you should be good to go. Now if you wanted to, you could put a little dab of glue on here. That's up to you. And this is how the earring is going to look. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna make the other one real quick. So for the sake of this video, I'm just showing you the 2 that I did before, just so you can see it, see them finished together. But here they are, same situation, and then that's the design. So these are the ones I did before, and I did 7 and I did 4 and 7, so I had a little extra on the end. This one I did 7 and 6. It's just really up to you. Whatever you want to do with it is completely up to you. So there's that guy. And that is how we do it. So I'll try them on for you. I don't ever have my phone in there in this one this way, so I hope it works. Take out my armadillos. It's nighttime, don't mind all this crazy hair and whatnot. There you be. Looking quite smashing, if I do say so myself. I like it. They're not too heavy. Super cute. So the reason I like this is because they have a, sorry, my camera's down here for some reason. They have packs of these that you can buy. Oh, hi, Bunsen. Hi, Bunsen. They have packs of these earrings that you can buy either with the slide-on back or with the flip top. Either way, but they have a gap. And I like these with the back because then you can kind of nudge up against that back as we were beading, and it makes it kind of stay in place, you know, right here. Makes it kind of stay in place. If it was open and there was no ball on the end, it would, you know, slide off or whatever. Sorry, Bunsen's crawling all over. So, anyways, that's a cute idea. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, don't forget to like, make a comment, subscribe, consider becoming a member of the channel. We would love to have you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening, and I'll see you later.